Hi everyone, Monk here and welcome back to another build video. This time I bring you a Magicka Blade. I've been testing and playing this build for almost a few weeks now and I really had a lot of fun with this, but I must warn, if you don't like getting teabagged or getting salty whispers, then you should avoid this build. Now before I get into more details about the build, please allow me to say, if you do like the build and enjoy the video, please make sure to leave a like and comment below, and don't forget to hit the subscribe button and bell icon for future content. I'm new to YouTube community and your support will really help me a lot. Now let's get back to the build. This is one of the strongest hitting Magicka Blade build I have played, and while it dominates in dealing massive amount of damage, it severely lacks in defense. And if you can't get away after a gank or the gank itself fails, usually you would be looking for a spawn point. I must also say that in terms of difficulty, this build is extremely hard to master. It requires lots of practice and patience. With that said, let's look at the stats. We are playing a Denver Magblade, because with Denver not only we get extra spell damage and Magicka but stamina as well. Other races that work almost at the same level will be High Elf and Khajiit. Fully buffed, we have about 27,000 Magicka with 1800 recovery, and with major sorcery, continuous attack and the monster set proc, we are sitting just shy of 7,000 spell damage. Yes, in this build, my focus was to maximize spell damage as much as possible to get the base damage up without relying on crits, and that's the reason why our damage skills hit really hard with or without crit. We are using Apprentice Mundustone to get even more spell damage, and we are Vampire, most importantly for the Dark Stalker passive, which ignores movement speed penalty while in sneak and makes crouching much faster. For the food we are using Costly Eyeball for extra mag and Magicka recovery, and for potions I'm using Detection Pots. These pots are the best for this build as it gives us major sorcery, spell crit, and most importantly detection for sneaking Nightblades or any other player which may or may not be threat to us when we go for the kill. Also it detects Nightblades even if they were using Cloak. Our health is really low, but it doesn't really matter as this build is about kill or move on. There are no on your face type fights here. Next, we will have a look at the skills. On main bar, we have Race Against Time. This I have on both bars slotted for my convenience, however you can replace it with Inner Light for more crit or Camo Hunter for minor berserk. Next is Concealed Weapon to give us 25% extra movement speed while in stealth, Impale for our execute when and if needed, Elemental Weapon, our opener attack, and Shadow Disguise to keep us stealth. Our ultimate here is of course Soul Harvest, our main burst, as well as gives us ultimate back on every kill. On the back bar, there are two important skills we need, rest you can fill with any skills of your preference. Meditate to get our resources back in between the kills as we are not running a very high sustain build, and Shadow Image to help us get out in case we get into trouble. Sometimes I do use this skill when I know that I would probably need a quick escape after the kill, and it takes a bit of time to get used to this skill, but once you master it, it's your best friend to escape. Now before we get to the gear, I must mention that you must also get improved hiding passive from Leisure Domain. It reduces our stamina cost by almost 40% and makes our life a lot easier with stam sustain. So now let's have a look at the gear. As you have already guessed, our monster set of course is bellow to give us a massive boost to spell damage, and that is why I would recommend to get as many as ultimate possible before going for the kill. The main set on the body, we are using New Moon Acolyte, one of the best damage sets, and the other alternative sets you can use could be Spinner or War Maiden. And the last set we are using is Spell Strategist, another damage set to max out our spell damage, so as you can see all three sets we use work together to give us the max amount of spell damage possible. All our armor pieces are light with Divine Trait and jewelry infused with spell damage enchant. On the front bar we have a Nirn Dexterous Staff with Flame enchant, and on back a Willow Power Restoration Staff. Enchant on the back bar is of no importance. And now I'll try to explain a bit how the rotation works and a few tricks and tips about how to effectively use this build. For rotation is pretty simple. We buff up with Race Against Time and make sure to use Cloak one more time before using the first attack, which is Elemental Weapon, so that the next light attack is not only buffed but also is a guaranteed crit. Followed by light attack comes immediately Soul Harvest and then Impale to execute, if target is not dead yet. Sometimes you might have to use Impale twice for some of those tanky targets, but most of the time not many survive this combo. Now as a few tips, most important is to choose your target wisely. You cannot expect to gank a tank with 35,000 health. Anything below or at 25,000 health is open for you to take a shot. Second is that if a kill fails, do not keep pushing. It's not a brawler build. Retreat and go again once you're ready. Pushing too much will only get you killed. And the last, be patient. Observe the situation around and then make your move. Jumping as a kamikaze will again, guess what, will get you killed. So I have tried my best to explain in as short amount of time as possible. However, if you still have any questions, please post them into comments and I will try to answer them as soon as possible. Once again, thanks for watching the video and do not forget to hit the subscribe and bell icon for future content. I'm working on a couple of projects for the next build and they should be ready soon somewhere in the next couple of weeks. So till then, have a good time and see you soon.